What's up, everybody? Today we're doing a Pogchamps 3 recap video. We're looking at the match between CodeMiko and moistcritikal. Let's go ahead and dive straight in. CodeMiko started with the white pieces in the first game, and she goes for e4. We have c5, the Sicilian defense from moistcritikal, and a very early mistake by white, which is bishop to c4. Oftentimes, when you're using the white pieces, you go for the setup of e4 and then bishop coming to c4. And this is a very powerful setup because this bishop has a very nice diagonal here when you're faced against e5. However, when you're faced against the Sicilian defense, you have to tweak this a little bit because if you put your bishop here, this pawn is not here, which means that black has the ability to play e6, and suddenly this bishop is kind of locked out of its diagonal, and it's not going to have a great potential in the future. And so moistcritikal does a great job in this game to actually do just that, and he locks this bishop's diagonal very early on with e6. The game continues with white castling quickly. Now we have d5, an explosive move in the center. Knight coming to f6. Both players just looking to develop their develop their pieces and castle. And now knight to c3. We have bishop coming to e6. So far, everything is completely fine here. We have a6, which is kind of setting up a little trap here. Notice when you have a nice pawn mass on one side of the board, oftentimes you have the ability to trap a piece on that side of the board. So b5, the bishop coming here, and then c4 is a threat here to trap the bishop. So you have to do something to react. Probably the most practical option is just to take the knight so your bishop cannot get trapped in the future. But instead we have bishop to g5 here, and this move was actually played in 0.1 seconds, so it was basically a pre-move. I don't know if it was a mistake that she made. She didn't mean to pre-move, or if she actually wanted to pre-move this move here. Either way, it blunders a bishop, unfortunately. And so moistcritikal in the end is just up material here. We have knight takes on a4, and now knight to h5, going for this dark square bishop. The bishop hops back, and now d4, continuing to go for it. And unfortunately, in this position, after takes, the queen can take. There's two defenders for this square and only one attacker, so clearly in this position, black can just win this piece, and now moistcritikal is up a lot of material. He took this pawn here, and not only that, he's also threatening checkmate now, and she does not respond to this. She goes ahead, bounces her knight over to b6, and he does a very early checkmate. So the first game, he played very, very well. Of course, it wasn't so challenging to play well here, because CodeMiko didn't do so good. But actually, if you're looking at the chess.com analysis, he played with a 99% accuracy, which is actually very impressive. Even, considering that she didn't play so well, it still is very nice. And so, very good job by moistcritikal. Let's move on to game number 2. In game 2, moistcritikal has the white pieces. Let's go ahead and see what happened. He plays e4, e5, knight to c3, the Vienna, and now knight to c6. Now, the Vienna is a very tricky opening. There's already a lot of ways for white to gain immediate advantage. So, for example, bishop to c4. If you copy and play bishop to c5, there's already queen to g4, and this could get very tricky. Like queen f6, there's knight to d5, giving away this pawn, but suddenly there's so many threats. This pawn is under attack. This fork is under attack. This queen can very easily get trapped in many lines, and so there's a lot of possibilities for white to gain a very quick advantage. But in this game, instead of going bishop to c5, we have knight to f6 from black, and now f4, immediately striking. And I don't know if he would play this against other people. Maybe he saw how the first game went and he decided to go very aggressive. But regardless, we have a very aggressive system for white. And once again, there's this idea of when you have a lot of pawns and they're very pushed forward on one side of the board, there's an opportunity for a piece to get trapped. So very similar to last time, white simply won a piece here by trapping this bishop, and already, white's up a lot of material. Another thing to note here, you have two ways to take, and it's very smart the way that he took, because suddenly this g-file is open, and if this king ever castles kingside, that could mean a lot of attacking possibilities for white. And that's exactly what happened. Black castles here, and very quickly moistcritikal uses his g-file, puts a rook on the g-file, and he tries to go ahead and send a queen in. He actually takes a piece, but more important than the piece, he has a very nice attack here. The queen is with the rook working together, threatening checkmate here. Of course, the pawn can't take because of the pin, And after this rook takes, there's actually a checkmate in 1, but it was just a very hard attack to defend from as black. And so immediately moistcritikal wins this game with the Vienna, a very powerful and aggressive opening, but he played this very, very well. In fact, again, looking at the chess.com analysis, he had a 99.1% accuracy. So both games, he had a 99% accuracy, which is incredible. I mean, that's insanely high. And again, you know, CodeMiko didn't play so well, but still, it's very impressive what he did in both of these games. And you know, he won this match very convincingly. Make sure you guys subscribe if you want more videos like these. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace out.